Ooh, it's episode 12 of my road to legend, and we have made it to another accommodation, still in South Korea, but in another part of South Korea already, in Daegu. As the previous episode, I was in Gwangju with Princess, and we actually just checked into our accommodation. I've got a story to tell you guys also. Alright, so hi to all of you guys. So first things first, I'm going to show you guys that in the previous episode, we ended off at 2,182 ELO, and I decided to play 2 days worth of battles, 50 battles in total, and we're going to begin with the very first battle now, and I'm going to tell you guys what happened. Alright, so I'm just going to let the battle run through as I actually tell you guys what exactly happened, as Princess and we just checked into this accommodation like roughly 30 minutes ago. And what happened was, first of all, we had to travel from Gwangju to here, which took us roughly a total of 5 hours of traveling time, 3 hours taking a bus here, but in total we still had to like take some buses and walk a bit, 1 hour each in each of the places to get here. So 5 hours of traveling time. We are super duper exhausted. By the moment we came here, we thought we could check in like peacefully and whatsoever. However, well, it's kind of troublesome to actually check in. So this accommodation, I actually booked it like weeks ago before we actually even made our way to South Korea, and already confirmed the booking, already paid the booking on Agoda website, on Agoda app, sorry. But the thing is, when we arrived here, the lady at the receptionist told us that we actually had to pay an additional amount of money, alright, because of language difference. You know, I can't speak Korean and she can't actually speak English. She used a translator, and the translation actually came out to be 3 million Korean won, which essentially converted to roughly 3,000 Singapore dollars, or roughly 2,400-ish United States dollars. Mind you guys, we are just spending 4 nights here, and to need to pay an extra 2,400 USD kind of doesn't make sense to us, and we were really puzzled. Eventually there was a guy who came and he was able to speak like very tiny little bit of English, and he was trying his best to translate to us. However, it did not work out, and I was still very puzzled, like, why do we need to pay 3 million Korean won just for 4 nights of staying here? In my mind I was thinking, why don't we just go ahead and book like another better hotel or whatsoever, an international hotel with that money. But eventually there was another guy who came who was able to speak Japanese, Korean and English. He's a Japanese from I guess Japan. He actually came here for vacation or business, and he actually did the translation, everything, and he told us actually it's supposed to be 30,000 Korean won. However, when I saw the phone that the lady was trying to tell us, it's actually put at 3 million Korean won, which was insane. Alright, our friend in Seoul in South Korea, Mike, actually wasn't able to pick up my call. I actually tried calling him to see if he's able to help us to do some translation. However, I guess he was busy with work, and that was just crazy that we had to spend like roughly around 20 minutes at the reception there trying to talk things out. But anyway, let's go into the, I guess, second battle right now against a Mewtwo with the Kyogre. So this is the team I've been using, Kyogre with Mewtwo and also Shadow Mamoswine. Eventually you guys will see I actually changed my team out a bit because the Mamoswine doesn't seem to be working out as well as previously, I guess, previous seasons anymore. But against Mewtwo, Kyogre does well against it. Do not need to shield anything. I don't think I've seen anybody using Thunderbolt for the Mewtwo, so hence why I don't normally shield any of the moves, even if it's Superpower or Rock Slide. Kyogre can handle all of those. So Mewtwo is going to be in, and this Mewtwo is actually a level 51 best buddied Mewtwo, and it's a shiny. So it means it's a Shundo Mewtwo, and a Side Strike is going to be shielded. Of course, that Side Strike, if it did land, it would take us out. I'm thinking if I want to shield this though, eventually I decided to just let it go through because I can bring in the next Pokemon to farm down the Mewtwo, and that's my very own Mewtwo. I was just hoping that it does not have Shadow Ball. I was thinking if I should shield this or not. I actually did not really count properly. Eventually I decided to shield up its Side Strike, but it's totally fine. We're gonna go ahead to see that we have energy against the next Pokemon already, and he's still left with 1 shield, so that's kind of good for him. Bringing in Melmetal, again we're gonna use our Shadow Ball. Too bad we don't have the Focus Blast anymore because I decided to switch out the Mewtwo with Focus Blast with the Shadow Ball one. So anyway, I have one Mewtwo with the Shadow Ball because it will be used as Mega Mewtwo Y, whereas the other one with Focus Blast will be used as Mega Mewtwo X, as Mega Mewtwo X is a fighting and psychic type Pokemon. Alright, so we're gonna go with the Shadow Ball now. Let's see how much it's gonna do. Almost taking out the Melmetal, but the problem is we are still left with our Mamoswine, which is totally weak to the Melmetal, as Melmetal superpower is gonna take us out. But he brought in a Lugia, she brought in a Lugia. We're gonna have to do as much damage as we can with our Avalanche. Avalanche is gonna do a crazy amount of damage, especially when it's from Shadow Mamoswine. But the move is gonna come in right now from the Shiny Lugia, which is gonna knock us out super duper easily because we are just super duper glassy. I think Sky Attack might be in range to taking us out also, might only be if it's a Shadow Lugia. Alright, so the Side Strike is gonna go through, but the problem is, are we able to take down the Melmetal? And the answer is no. Yeah, we lost to that Melmetal with one sliver of health. That was quite sad to see. So I know a lot of you guys are eagerly waiting for me to get up to Legend. I would like to also get up to Legend, but I'm still like struggling here and there to try and get the battles in, and especially with traveling and being so tired after traveling all day. But I still have to clock in the battles, but that's how it is. But it's okay, slowly but surely we will get up to Legend. Anyway, next battle against a level 51 Dialga 4620. Alright, and it's gonna be quite a pain to actually take this one out, especially since we have Mewtwo and Kyogre on our team. But we have Mamoswine. Shadow Mamoswine is gonna fare well against the Dialga as long as we have shields. So we have 2 shields left. Mamoswine is gonna come in. 1 Avalanche is gonna knock out the Dialga, but we have to shield this. The Iron Head is gonna take us out super duper easily thanks to our Ice typing, and it's gonna be weak to Steel anyways. So Avalanche is gonna go in. It's gonna knock out the Dialga very easily. By the way, one Bulldoze from a Shadow Mamoswine can almost knock out a Dialga already, and with that, with just a few more Powder Snows, it will knock out the Dialga even before it can reach an Iron Head. So that's how insanely strong a Shadow Mamoswine is against a Dialga. Alright, so we managed to land a Shadow Ball onto the Mewtwo, left with a sliver of health. We're going to shield up against this, even if his Side Strike is totally fine. We're going to farm down the Mewtwo. We got energy against the next Pokemon, and the next Pokemon is a Kyogre. So I was like, okay, Kyogre, my Mewtwo is gonna put in all the work now, man, because Shadow Mamoswine ain't gonna be doing a lot of work against the Kyogre, but we will see how things goes. Anyway, as I'm doing all these battles, like this particular battle, I was actually with Princess walking at an ecological lake park, and while we were walking in the park, I was just doing the battle. So sometimes I would have to multitask, just you know, chilling, and at the same time I think doing my Go battle battles to clock in the battles. Otherwise I wouldn't have time to do that, and especially since I was still fresh and not till like late at night, and when I'm very tired already. But I managed to actually score that win with the Avalanche from the Kyogre, not Kyogre, but with the Shadow Mamoswine. So I'm not using Kyogre anymore, other than for the first Pokemon. Alright, so Kyogre against Mewtwo. So I actually like being in this situation because Kyogre usually wins if you actually invest 1 or 2 shields, depending on how many shields your opponent will invest also. So right now I'm going to let the first Side Strike go through, and then doing a few more waterfalls, do 1 or 3 or 5, any odd number waterfalls against the Mewtwo to actually fire off the Surf, and then eventually we're going to farm down the Mewtwo, but not before we actually fire off another Side Strike. But like I said, the waterfalls damage do add up, and eventually the Mewtwo will get taken out by it, and we're just going to have a sweet switch advantage. Alright, and in this situation right now, I was hoping that I have Thunder on my Kyogre, but it doesn't matter also because my opponent decided to shield that up. So we are even on shields. We're going to bring in Mewtwo right now, so we are kind of in the same situation as just now, but it's now the reverse role. And we're going to go with our Side Strike all the way, definitely. Groudon is the replaced Pokemon that I have brought in instead of Shadow Mamoswine. As you guys will see, my team is slowly changing. Yeah, the meta keeps changing, so I'm kind of still trying to get used to it. I've seen quite a number of people bringing in Dragonite also, which kind of is a big threat against my team, especially later when I start to use Kyogre and Groudon, which is kind of the one that I'm showing right now already. Alright, Side Strike goes through. It's not going to take it out, but we're going to bring in the Groudon. We're going to farm down the Kyogre and see what's the last Pokemon. The last Pokemon is Togekiss. I was like, okay, I think we should be okay, right? We should be in a very okay situation. However, we need to just go on with Fire Punches all the way. And Fire Punches is the best move to take out the Togekiss. We're going to fire off the Fire Punch once every 1, 7, or 4 mud shots that we do. 1, 4, 7. Alright, so I'm just timing it right. and making sure I'm getting the most out of my fire punches. Alright, so going well, almost there, getting to the last fire punch. However, he managed to get to his ancient power in time. Alright, so Groudon, although it is going to resist the rock type moves, it's still not going to survive that. Alright, so we lost that one. That was quite unfortunate. Against the next opponent, Psyduck 2023. I do not know if that is Anne's cousin or not. Yeah, she has too many cousins, guys. Alright, so this time around, you guys can see I'm bringing in Garchomp instead. So Garchomp has replaced Kyogre, bringing in my double ground team again. Actually, I used to use double ground team. In fact, I was using Garchomp and Excadrill with Mewtwo at one point of time. That worked pretty well. Of course, when you get faced up against a Kyogre, that's when trouble happens. But we have Mewtwo to handle that. So alright, using Sand Tomb all the way to actually try and bait our shield and also lower our defense. My Mewtwo ain't gonna fare too well, especially from the Dragon Tails damage from the Garchomp. Alright, we're gonna go with our very first Side Strike after doing 4 Psycho Cuts. And then hopefully we can reach to another Side Strike before another charge move comes in. Unfortunately, we ain't able to. But this Sand Tomb is gonna come in to almost knock us out. One Dragon Tail is gonna do a lot of damage, but luckily we were able to get to the Side Strike in time after doing 1 Psycho Cut. Almost knocking out the, we almost got knocked out, okay, but we now got knocked out by the Mewtwo. We're gonna bring in our own Garchomp, go with Outrage, but I'm pretty sure this will be shielded, as he knows it's gonna hit hard, alright, and then we're gonna bring in our very own Groudon, which then we can Earthquake the Mewtwo. We're gonna double shield our Groudon because we do not want to suffer a lot of damage from the Mewtwo Side Strike, and just hope the last Pokemon is a Steel type Pokemon. That's when we can one-shot KO it with the Earthquake. So yeah, whatever Steel type Pokemon to my knowledge doesn't survive an Earthquake from Groudon, as it will one-shot KO even Dialga level 50, or in fact Metagross or Excadrill or anything. Yeah, I think maybe Melmetal. Yeah, does Melmetal survive Earthquake? Maybe it does, but I can't remember. Alright, so Earthquake is going to go through the Zacian, and we're going to try and get to the Fire Punch. So I was really worried at this point of time. I was like thinking, oh my god, are we able to get to the charge move? Yes, we do. What is this enough? Alright, so I did believe the Zacian is running Wild Charge instead of Close Combat, because double Close Combat might do more damage. We're going to have to take out the Mewtwo. Mewtwo is quite close to getting to its Side Strike, but luckily we were able to use our Mud Shots to take it down. And we scored a win with that also. That was pretty close. Going to the next opponent right now, Corey, alright, against Excadrill. So I'm still using the Garchomp team. Alright, and he decided to stay in with his Excadrill. Alright, we're gonna go ahead to see that we ain't able to get to our Earth Power in time because the Excadrill's Drill Run just gets to it so much quicker. Alright, he almost was able to catch my Earth Power, but luckily I did not tap on it. Managed to switch over to Outrage and used on it, but we're gonna switch over to Mewtwo right now. Mewtwo is gonna suffer a lot of damage from the Crunch, but I'm gonna let it go through because it's gonna save the shield for the other 2 Pokemon. And the Excadrill is the one that I'm kind of more worried about. Although after thinking and doing it, I kind of felt like I should have actually shielded my Mewtwo against the Crunch instead of shielding the other 2. But I was still able to get 2 Side Strikes in, so that's kind of very, very valuable to me already. Alright, managed to land one, almost taking out the Gyarados. We're gonna go with a Fire Punch, but we're gonna shield up the Aqua Tail, and I thought his Aqua Tail wouldn't be ready in time, and I actually didn't manage to go with another charge move before the Aqua Tail came through, so that was quite sad. Right, but this will knock out the Gyarados finally. Oh my god, the Gyarados did a lot of work against my team, I must say. Come to think of it, the Gyarados actually does super effective damage to all the Pokemon that I have. Alright, Excadrill is back. Are we gonna take it out with the Fire Punch? Maybe not taking it out, but doing a lot of damage with it first. Alright, but almost taking it out. We're gonna farm it down with our Mud Shots, but Mewtwo came in. When Mewtwo came in, I'm like, okay, it looks like it's Earthquake time, man. Alright, so we're gonna go with Earthquake, and then we probably will shoot up the Side Strike. But I was thinking like, wait, should I shoot up the Side Strike or should I shoot up the Drill Run, man? Alright, but we're gonna see that go through. I'm not gonna shield this, right? Okay, I shielded that. I even forgot how I played it. Yeah, technically speaking, I should have actually let it go through, right? No, actually it doesn't matter because the Mewtwo is gonna have 2 Side Strikes anyway. So we're gonna farm down the Mewtwo, and the question is, can we get to the Earth Power in time? The answer is no. If we actually had Sand Tomb in this situation right now, we definitely would have won this because the Sand Tomb would have been able to take out the Excadrill already. So too bad, I guess. That was a very close one, but not close enough. Against our next opponent, I'm not too sure how to pronounce his name though. yeah, okay, I don't know, I tried. Okay, against this Mewtwo, alright, and this Mewtwo isn't fully powered up to level 50, but I want to show you guys this battle because it's really, really interesting. It's a very, very close battle. All the battles I've been showing so far, they've all been really, really close. This one is one of the closest and the most insane one. Alright, so we're gonna go with Earth Power because 2 Earth Powers or 2 Outrage is going to take out the Mewtwo anyway. You might as well go with the Earth Power as it requires one much shot later on to get to as compared to the Outrage. Alright, so Side Strike is not going to go through. We're going to shield that up, bringing in the Dialga, which then we will fire off with our Earth Power again, and then pull a switch into Groudon since it's not going to suffer super effective damage from the Dragon Breath, and giving him a chance to actually farm us down also. Alright, going to go with Iron Head. I did not actually count properly to see whether it could be a Draco Meteor or not, but it's okay. We're gonna go with the Earthquake right now. Let's see if our opponent shields this or not, and our opponent actually shielded that. We're gonna go ahead with another Earthquake soon since both of us are out of shields. Great. Not great because he got to his to his Iron Head in time, and that almost knocked us out, but the Earthquake is gonna knock him out now. Instant KO, and it's time to say the Zionic will boom. Alright, great. Let's see now. We're gonna bring in the Mewtwo. Mewtwo is gonna farm us down, and the problem is I just hope his Mewtwo does not have Shadow Ball. I was trying to catch the Shadow Ball, but yeah, okay. Bringing in Kyogre, I was like, okay, this is quite insane. Okay, we're gonna go with the Side Strike after doing 4 Psycho cards, and then we're gonna try and Side Strike another time before another charge move comes in. Unfortunately, we definitely have to eat one Surf before that happens, so it's almost gonna knock us out. It's gonna be super duper close, super duper tight, but in this situation I decided to let's just farm up to 2 Side Strikes because I need the 2 Side Strikes now. Getting to my second Side Strike with a sliver of health left, getting to my second Side Strike after the Mewtwo comes in, and that's gonna knock out the Mewtwo, because if the Mewtwo is gonna do its Side Strike on us, Psycho Cut on us, both of us will faint at the same time. That was the closest win, man. Yeah, so I do not know if his Pokemon will power up to a higher level. Maybe he will have won that, or it will just be a draw or whatsoever. Alright, it might go both ways. But anyway, against the next opponent with Giratina, so not many people are using altered form Giratina, though it is very tanky also as compared to origin form Giratina, and Giratina will also be back into raids during the Halloween event, so stay tuned for that. And of course, for those of you who need the candies and Candy XL for the Pokemon and need the hundo for that, that's when you guys can actually obtain it also. So anyway, back to this, I'm gonna go with the Earth Power. Earth Power is used to bait but also still have a chance to debuff the opponent. He decided to shoot that up. Great, we're gonna go with the Outrage now. Let's see if it's gonna waste 2 shields against my Groudon, my Garchomp or not. Garchomp, Groudon. Alright, same thing, both same typing, except that one is a dragon, one is a non-dragon type Pokemon. Alright, Dragon Claw did not go through, but I was thinking if I could actually get to another Outrage in time. Answer is no. That's quite sad. I was hoping I could get to the Outrage, and I was thinking, oh my god. So what am I gonna bring in now, man? We're gonna bring in Groudon because Mewtwo is gonna suffer super effective damage from the Shadow Claws. We're gonna bring in Mewtwo against the Kyogre since he decided to switch into that. So now the problem is we are really down on shields. Both of us are out of shields, but he has 3 Pokemon left. I'm left with 2. Can we handle this though? Can Mewtwo handle this? Well, let's see how things goes. Side Strike goes through, and we're gonna get to our next Side Strike as soon as possible. Alright, this will knock out the Kyogre, and now the question is his last Pokemon a steel typing Pokemon? Because if it's not, then high chance I'm gonna lose this. But how am I gonna handle the Giratina first though? We're gonna have to Earthquake it and probably pray that it's enough to take out the Giratina. Unfortunately, I can tell you guys now, it is not gonna be enough because the Giratina, like I said, is very, very tanky. So it's gonna survive the Earthquake, but I have a trick up my sleeve. But he decided to bring in the next Pokemon, and it's Dialga. When I heard the sound, I'm like, okay, immediately Earthquake. Otherwise, the Dragon Breath damage is going to add up and take us out, as in the amount of damage is going to add up over time. So I was like, okay, can I survive a Dragon Claw? Because I know he's able to get to a Dragon Claw before I actually take him out. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be super close, man. This is going to be super close. Okay, we are just 4 mud shots away. We got to our Fire Punch with 1 sliver of health. I think it's just 0.1 HP left on our Groudon. Alright, Groudon just came out from like the dead, and it took out the Giratina with the Fire Punch. Is just insane. Alright, so that was the last battle. That's the most insane one, I think, and my ratings did not go up. I went down a bit, but I think this team that I've been using has been quite fruitful so far. I might continue to use it in the next few days, and especially Master League will be around for the next few more days, because after the league change again, it's still going to be Master League and Master League Premier and the Halloween Cup. yeah, not sure why they put Master League for so long though. I mean, it's kind of nice. It's great. Yeah. Alright, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like on the video. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys in the next episode in the next video. Hopefully we can get up to 2,200 again and progress up to veteran. Alright, so goodbye.